Hey guys, welcome back. This is ChosenArchitect, and today we're going to be automating the wither. So, I hope you guys are ready. So today, I think we're just going to kind of wing this episode. There's going to be a little bit of stuff that we're going to try out and you know, kind of mess around with, because today we're going to be trying to kill the wither. There's a lot to do when it comes to the wither. There's a lot of ways to kill the wither. There's a lot of different methods of automating it. And we're going to experiment with a couple of different ways. I think the first method I want to try and use is a crusher. And there's a couple of blocks in this that we could utilize for that. So I went ahead and cleared out this area over here and got it nice and flat. Let's go ahead and take a look at the mob crusher. Let's grab this. We're also going to need, let's see, we have the mob crusher range. I'm going to go ahead and grab the top range upgrade, which is a range 12. And then there's a couple of different blocks that'll help prevent explosions from the wither. So if we type wither, we can look. We have the wither proof blocks, which very clearly tell you they're wither proof. But we do have these, which also say decorative blocks sometimes used in crafting, but they are also blast resistant. If that helps in any way, these are definitely blast resistant, and the wither doesn't really bother them. So let's go ahead, also grab some torches, I guess, while we're over here, and we're going to build up kind of a little area to do this with. We also have a sleeping bag that'll kind of help out a little bit. We can actually sleep the night away. I love this little sleeping mat. It's super nice. Look at that. We can just sleep anywhere, and it doesn't reset your bed either. Looky there. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and grab some of those wither-proof blocks, and that's just the dust. Plus, I want to make sure and verify that these are, in fact, fully wither-proof. I believe it's the wither ash. Is it not? Oh, sorry, wither dust. So make a couple stacks. We'll also grab a wand, so we can move these around easier. And then we're also going to need the wither skeleton skulls and soul sand. Alright, so that should be enough for us to be able to test if we can kill this wither. And we should be able to do it pretty quickly. Let's go ahead and build this a little bit of an area. Now, the wither doesn't need a very large area. Like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5... Honestly, a little 5x5 cube is all the wither will ever need. It needs like a 3x3 block space for it to function properly. That's all it really needs. So 1, that's 3. And we can literally cap this thing off on the top and call it a day, right? The wither will go inside here and should work just fine. So when it comes to us building the wither, we should be able to build the wither in here. I'm also going to go ahead and place my killer, or the mob crusher, right here. We'll put the range upgrade inside there. I'm also going to need to grab a power cube for our power for it. I should keep that nice and charged. This thing, as soon as it's powered, it is ready to kill some withers, guys. No joke, this guy is ready to go. And then all you gotta do is literally just build the wither, and we can probably close this off too. So I think this will work, and I think this cube will protect. We should be able to close this up while it's being built. We can see the range, pretty wide range. Even if he does manage to get out, it should handle killing it. If not, I can hopefully grab this or grab another mob crusher and try and get that wither under control, because it's pretty dangerous when he gets out. I'll definitely try to lead him away from the base, not towards the base. But, I don't know, sometimes you don't have control over him. This, though, should be blast resistant, so it shouldn't affect the mob crusher. At least I don't think. I probably want to just for the sake of it, just make sure. So we'll build it off like that. How about that? That should hopefully blast-proof it. Alright, so with that in mind, let's go ahead and spawn this guy. Alright, there he is. We'll close it up. and just hope. Let's get a crusher in hand. And that contained them. Wait, I did get some blocks. So there'll be a test. Did it break any of these blocks? Okay, so I almost think it's like duplicating those blocks. It looked like there was blocks that were being popped up, but it didn't break any. And there we go. There's our nether star. Also, we got a yellow heart, and we get 1,000 millibuckets. Pretty nice. That's pretty much everything we needed. And guys, this right here is a pretty slick way of doing it. Now, I don't even think we needed these blocks here. I think this being away was more than enough. We didn't get any major explosions or anything. Very nice. Now, the only thing I really want is I want to be able to see in here. So I did end up, let's go back over here. I did end up making a few things. Let's go ahead and search up mystical agriculture. I did end up making myself a wither skeleton skull seed with the tier 5 that I ended up getting. So we can see it right here. There's a wither skeleton skull seed. It is one of the only tier 5s that I have currently. And what this will let me do is it should let me make witherproof glass. Now we are going to need soul glass. But that should totally let me make witherproof glass. We only need 9 of it, I believe. We almost have enough for 9. So still being able to see it in some fashion will be great. Now, I don't really want this thing in this dimension, and there's a very good reason why. When I was looking at wither stuff, I noticed there was no muffler. Now, we do have this muffler, but there's not a muffler that removes the constant badge that shows up, the boss bar that shows up at the top. There's nothing that removes that. So we're kind of limited on that, at least in that form. Oh, it does look like it did blow up a little bit underground. Oh, it did explode a little bit. So this stuff doesn't fully protect. Ooh, I might need to run a few more tests to see. Yeah, it did do some damage underground. That it did. I wonder if double layering that would change anything. Yeah, we're gonna have to run a few more tests just to make sure this will not destroy things like this, because that is not good. All right, I'm going to rebuild this. We're going to try it a couple more times. So while we test this, I can continue talking about what I was trying to say just a second ago, is that since there's no way to clear that boss bar, I don't really want it popping up over and over again, in which that will totally happen if we're not careful. So, and I really don't want this wither bar that you see up here just constantly spawning over and over again. So if we put this in another dimension, oh, it broke that block. If we put this in another dimension, there's a potential that it should function properly. Let's see if we can't get through here. I want to see what this, if this is doing any more damage. Okay, so us doubling it up seemed to reduce the damage. It only affected that block. I think it's because, and this block, I think it's because if we double up on this, I think that will work perfect. Yeah, this definitely needs to be doubled up. I think because he's kind of popping his head out of the side a little bit, and it's kind of causing that to happen. But I think this is going to work. That was our second test. He didn't get out. Nothing happened. That was bad. I think this is going to work out just fine. Yeah, so I'm going to put this in another dimension. And we're probably going to use the mining dimension. I think that would be the best place. All of this stuff should be able to be handled, and we should be able to set up automation for this thing over there and have no problems whatsoever. I don't think it's going to cause any problems, us having that set up over there. We should be able to easily send items with chests and everything, and I think that'll be even easier, actually. So, let's go ahead and grab these guys. That's what we're going to need, right? That just gave us nether star, yellow heart. What's the yellow heart used for? Making a heart amulet. Also, yellow heart canister directly comes from your red heart canister, which we could probably make a few of these if we had enough gold. That's a lot of gold, isn't it? Interesting. Also, let's go ahead and head over to that dimension. Actually, first, I do want to set a couple things up here. Soul sand is something that we do have the ability to craft now, but we don't have that much of it. I think I might start making some soul sand seeds, or really not soul sand seeds. They're going to be nether seeds, but I should be able to make a few more of them, and we should be able to set these guys up for auto crafting. Let's go ahead and kind of talk about that. That shouldn't be too difficult to do. So we're going to need some exporters on this. So good old-fashioned exporters. We're going to need 2 of them. One for wither skeleton skull heads, and one is going to be for our soul sand. So we can specify these 2 things. The problem is we're going to need also this crafting upgrade. So what are we missing for the crafting upgrade? Some of the quartz. So crafting upgrade, there we go. And 2 of these. And we're missing something else. Construction core. Okay. So, crafting upgrade. I'm going to explain what that is going to do here in a little bit. But we also need to set a recipe for soul sand as well. So let's go ahead and make a pattern that is going to produce soul sand. And you can see right here, it's made pretty easy. But we need to make sure this pattern is stored somewhere. We'll throw that in there. So now it's making soul sand. Awesome. So let's go ahead and route some cables. We'll take some cables, and I'm going to route it around here. You may think that's weird. Actually, we're probably going to go under. That'll just be a little bit easier. But I'm going to take it over here to where we're going to have some sort of automation area. Right? And I could make some facades. I'm just going to put it under everything since that's where we're going with everything. Perfect. This will probably be like our automation area, our export area, where we're going to route everything and send stuff. So here's our cables. We might need a few more cables. This is the only way I can think of to send items cross-dimensionally right now. So that's the main thing you need to think about. You're going to think about, how do I send items cross-dimensionally? How do I send items... how do I send power cross-dimensionally and things like that. You could even set this up. This should work cross-dimensionally, I believe. With refined storage, you should be able to go cross-dimensionally, I think. With your network card, I believe. I might have to look in the configs, I don't know. But let's go ahead and look at our Ender storage. So Ender chests should easily be able to work here. Of course, if we can make a chest. 2 Ender chests for right now. Of course, we're going to need some more Ender chests here in a little bit. Go ahead and get a lot of this stuff cleared out of our inventory. And here's our 2 exporters. So we'll have 2 separate Ender chests. And we're going to kind of get a color for one. Brown dye. We'll go ahead and use that. We need the mortar and pestle. Perfect. So that'll make some brown dye. That's going to be for soul sand. And I would say black. Solid black. For our wither skeleton skull heads. Perfect. So we'll go ahead and get those chests set up. So right here and right here. We'll just run our cable. This will be an export That'll be another export. And now we need to specify what these are. So I'm going to make this one the wither skeleton skulls. And this one right here is going to be our soul sand. And these right here are just so we can label our chests later on. All right, so now that we have this set, let's set our wither skeleton skulls to here. And that should start just piping wither skeleton skulls. This one over here is going to be a little bit different. This needs a crafting upgrade. And we need to put soul sand in here. So what this should do is if we do run out of soul sand, right? Say I pull out all the soul sand that I have right now. It shouldn't be actually too difficult to do, as we don't have much of it. You're going to see it's actually going to start crafting soul sand over and over again repetitively to make it. And you can kind of see that right here. It'll do that, then there's 20, and it's just going to continue to do that, given that we don't have any in the inventory it's trying to fill. That's how the crafting works, and that's how we're going to automate a lot of different things. So I hope you guys understand that. I really wanted to show how that process works, because I think it's really necessary for learning how to automate things. So yeah, we should be able to just cover this up. You'd never even know. And we can just add facades to this stuff later on. Alright, so now that we have these two chests, we're pretty much ready to go. We do need to go ahead and make the way to auto build the wither. And the great thing about this pack is there's a wither builder. So the wither builder is very simple. It just requires wither skeleton skulls, soul sand, and another star. And bam, you have a wither builder. We're also need some conduits. To get power to this, I think I'm probably just going to use the power. The more that we have of these, the better off we're going to be in the long run. Let's see. Because remember, these are still just batteries, basically. That's all these are. So we can place this down. Link. Place this down. That I meant to link that. Link. Apply. Set that to out. And just mine them up. Perfect. So now we have two power sources. Technically you could have gone with one, but I'm perfectly fine. Alright. So that's about it. Let's go ahead. And before we head on there, we gotta make sure we have everything on us. We're definitely gonna need to grab a bunch of this dust. I'm going to grab some of the glass. Anything else I'm going to be needing? We definitely need our mob crusher. The range. It doesn't have to, you don't have to use this range, but I'm going to. And that should be about it. We're going to need a couple of chests. A couple of ender chests. Of course, the special ones. We're also going to need two of them that are going to send our resources back to us. So these two are, of course, going to be these colors. And we can go ahead and set those up. Might as well. They will stay colored in our inventory. And then these two, I don't know what color we want to set these to yet. We can go with... I was going to say, whatever the... Well, that's going to void stuff off, isn't it? So maybe we can go with... let's see, what, yellow? One yellow? Kind of looks like another star. There we go. That'll work for now. If we want to change these later, we can always change them later. But this should totally work. And now we have pretty much everything we need to set this up. This is like a super simple process, I think, to set up. The only thing we need to make sure is that when the wither spawns, it's not going to tear through this wither dust block. That is the only thing I'm worried about. I think it should be fine though. So I have the frame of this bad boy built, and I kind of went with 2 blocks thick on all sides. You can sort of see that here. 2 blocks this way, 2 blocks out that way. The whole thing is surrounded by a 2 block wither dust frame. And then I went ahead and added some witherproof glass just so we can see in here when this thing is up and running. But this guy is pretty much ready to go. We do, however, need to specify our blocks. I am going to use a couple pieces of witherproof glass that is going to go down here. So just to make sure that my cables and stuff stay safe, I think we should be able to pipe everything directly into here though. So this needs to be a block here, and then 1 block above where this where we want the wither to spawn, we need to place this block. We can kind of show the working area, and you can see where it's going to spawn this guy in. Perfect. So this needs a couple things. It needs power for one thing, which we should be able to power it this way. And I'm going to power it from the bottom here. And then we also need to feed this 2 other things. That's why I have the glass block here. Actually, I need to... afraid if I break this, it's going to actually break it. Oh no, okay, so it maintains it. Okay, yeah, so yeah, I'm going to actually break these blocks, because right here I need this to be glass, this I need to be that. Perfect. I'll just go ahead and get down from here. Awesome. So what's going to go here is just conduit. We're going to have some item conduit that is going to be routed down here, and vice versa. These need to be set to extract off. And just right down here is going to be our ender chest. So one side is going to be wither skeleton skulls. The other side is going to be our soul sand. Now inside here, I want to specify, apparently it's got 2 different slots for soul sand. I want certain sides, which usually if you hold shift it'll tell you, but I can't really see what side is what. Probably the best way to do that actually would be to just break the machine and then place it down and then take a look. Okay, so normally you can see the side. There we go. So this is the right side or north. This is the left side or south. And that's what I need to know, because when we place this down here, I'm going to specify different things. So right side needs to be the only side enabled. Same here. Same for both. And the wither skeleton skull is going to be on the left side. So we'll just specify the left side. Just like that. Now, I'm going to turn this off for right now, but I am going to go ahead and set this to extract, always active, and set this to insert. That should fill this up with the appropriate items. And you see both these chests are completely full. They're ready to go. Those are ready to rock and roll. That is no joke. Now our mob crusher, however, is a different story. So we are going to need to fill this back in. By the way, I noticed that mobs don't really spawn in this dimension. So we don't really have to worry about mob spawning at all in here, which is great. So I can just go ahead and close this up for right now. And here's where I'm going to place my mob crusher. Right here. It's going to just do its thing. Right underneath it, I'm just going to place the power. Kind of clean things up a little bit. That thing is filled. Put a range upgrade. Make sure our range is covering. It is. And we're going to need 2 things, actually. I forgot that we don't have anywhere to store our experience. Luckily, we have an experience tank. So I can literally just hook a tank up here to here and it'll go into our network. But this guy, I'll just go ahead and place a chest. I don't know, I can place it right here. And this is the one where we're going to route items out. So we'll make sure to set that extract always active. Insert, and basically make sure this is on. And we need to turn on area down below. I probably want to get a lever on that somehow, but I just want to make sure that it's going to be sustainable. So I'm going to turn my volume down just a tad. As soon as I hit this on, it's going to start building withers. Multiple of them, I should add. And let's hope that this doesn't just destroy everything. The things I'm most concerned about are the blocks that are down below, like our conduit and things like that. But it does seem like it's spawning these guys in pretty well. And we are getting a couple of new things that I haven't seen yet. But yeah, this is working. And I don't think it's destroying our cables. Oh yeah, this is going to work perfect. So, the only thing I need to do now is just right here, make sure that our area, which this doesn't need to be chunk loaded anymore, just make sure that where we're standing, which is like right here, make sure this is chunk loaded. And that should be within our chunks. I think we can do F3G, and we should be able to tell if this is in a chunk boundary. I think, so this is a chunk that we're in. And I can't tell, but we should be able to go this way. And this will put us in a different chunk. I can't tell exactly which chunk this is. Oh boy, we're getting pushed around a lot. I'm pretty sure it's the one adjacent to that. Very, very sure. Yeah, this way. Yeah, I think we already have it claimed. I think it's this one. Because going this way moves us into that chunk. So yeah, I think this will work perfect. We might also want to claim that area, but yeah, we're taking damage right now. I have no armor, right? So you got to keep that in mind. Like, I don't have any armor. All right, let's get out of here and let's just check and make sure it's still working. So now that we're back, oh yeah, this guy's definitely dumping items. We've got to fix that like now. So what I'm going to do is just come down here and go ahead and place an importer. So it's just going to import into our system and then throw some speed upgrades. And that should start pulling stuff out pretty quick. I do notice it's like building items with soul sand in there, but there are some other things happening as well. This should be able to keep up. If not, I'll make a stack upgrade. Let's see. 3, 4. And then stack upgrade. We'll just make sure that this thing is going to go fast enough. Oh yeah, very fast now. And hopefully there wasn't too many items that were spilling out on the ground. Don't really want to waste too many. So, with this being done, we also need to get ourselves experience pumped out. So, we need a tank. An ender tank is going to work perfect for this, because that's how we're processing our materials. And I believe it's all green I used for the tank, for the experience. I probably should check. So I got everything set up, like our experience and everything's all done. Now, there is a couple of other things that I would like to go ahead and do. So our wither skeleton skulls will probably run out, along with our soul sand at some point. So I'm probably going to go ahead and get another crafting card just to kind of cover ourselves later on. I'm sure that this will not last the longest. Well, let's see. Long term, we can hope that this will keep us up and running. Let's go ahead and get these guys going. There we go. And last but not least, let's just go ahead and finish that off. Card. There we go. All right, so what I wanted to do is to specify a crafting pattern for wither skeleton skulls. Now, we are getting these things called withering souls, and these have a couple of uses. You can see they're used to make the nether star crux, and also this essence, which has apparently no use. It's a very rare chance, but it can give us some more skeleton skulls. It'll give us about 3. So that's something I want to set up a crafting pattern for. And that should be a pretty decent thing to do. And then, let's just kind of back up, just in case. There's also this recipe which could work as well. Which we should have all of that also. So if one fails, we always have that backup. I don't know if we're getting skull fragments. I don't think so. So with that, let's find an empty spot to place these two things. And we'll just throw the crafting recipe in here, and that should work, I believe. Yeah. And now it looks like we're probably not keeping up. I don't know if it's because we don't have speed upgrades going in here, but man, these are going fast. Like, let's go ahead and take a look. Let's take a look at nether stars. We're already at 223 nether stars, guys. 223 nether stars. I don't know how many nether stars we're going to need, but I do know nether stars open up a lot for us. I think the only other thing left we got to do for here is kill a dragon, right? We got to kill some dragons. We have yet to kill the dragon. And in modded, killing the dragon is like, it's so easy. We have a jetpack. We have the ability to fly around and chase the dragon. We can stand back. We have super powerful swords. And all that good stuff. But I think today was a pretty good episode. I hope you guys learned a little bit. I hope there was some part of this episode that gave you inspiration, maybe to try your own way of automating the wither. Guys, I hope you enjoyed today's episode. If you did, don't forget to give this video a thumbs up, guys. I really appreciate it. I'll see you in the next episode. And as always, thanks for watching.